and welcome back to the shop, or welcome to the shop. So as you saw on the thumbnail and the title, we're basically going to evaluate the Spectrum Universal Paint System. They're disposable cups, and see how it does. So what I'm getting ready to paint is I have a 1967 GTO that I'm redoing, and I'm getting ready to paint the inner fenders here, as well as some small parts right there. A few more inner fender pieces, and a couple other miscellaneous things, part of the wiper transmission setup. Anyway, let me flip the camera around, show you what we've got in this kit, the starter kit. I've also got a 30-piece refill kit, kind of show you what's in those. And then we'll mix up some paint, we'll spray it, and we'll see how it does. Now I will be using a Finish Line by DeVilbiss spray gun. You can see the FLG3 here. And you do have to get an adapter that they sell at Harbor Freight. They've got, I think, 4 or 5 different adapters depending on this type of spray gun that you run. Now in the starter kit here, you can see this is a 17-piece. You'll get 5 lids. And by the way, these lids have a strainer, if you look real close, a mesh strainer. I believe it says it's 125 micron, something like that, paint strainer. And when you attach it, right, you'll slip it into your gun like so, so that, you know, the paint will strain through this. You'll get a couple of little liners, and you can see these liners are very, very thin, basically disposable. You'll get these little caps here. These little caps slip in here for storage, okay? And then you'll get this guy. So this is, you know, got a ring on it, and, you know, it's got your 7 1-to-1. You can see here 6 1-to-1, you know, your different measurements, 4 to 1 to 1, that type of thing. So you can also do this as a measuring. I'll continue to use this to measure mine. But you do have this as an option. Now, once you get your paint all mixed up, basically you take your lid, pop it in there, like so. Take your ring, screw it on tight, okay? And then basically take it and slip it into your gun, into this piece. Now, so in here is the 30, piece kit that you can buy as a refill. You can see it's got the 10 storage caps, 10 lids, 10 liners. So basically, this is, I think I paid $10 for this, and if you get the Harbor Freight, coupons, 20 or 30% off, you can get it cheaper than that. And this was the starter kit. This basically has this that you need. All right, so the refill kit, this does not have this. All right, so that's why I went ahead and purchased this and an extra. Today, for what we're painting, we'll just need one of these liners, and this is the first time I've tried it, so we will give it a whirl. Let me mix up some paint, we'll spray some paint, and we'll see how it does. All right, guys, so what I'm going to use to paint my inner fenders and the other miscellaneous parts, as well as my dash and my cowl on the GTO, is going to be Summit Racing Hot Rod Single Stage Satin, okay, paint. So this is satin black. And then it had to order a quart of activator. So this is a 4 to 1 ratio. So 4 parts paint, 1 part activator. And over here is some urethane reducer. Now, I have painted this before, and it comes out a little thick. So what I'm going to do is thin it a little bit, 10%, with some urethane reducer. So we'll do 4 parts of this, and actually what I'm going to do is pour 8 parts of this in, or if you will, 8 parts of this, 2 parts of this, okay, so we'll go 8 and then 10, and then 1 of these. So basically we'll make 11, right, total paint. So we'll thin it by 1, add 2 reducer, 8 parts paint,
and that will mix this up, and then we'll go ahead and spray it. And then if I need to make a little bit more up, I can. But I've had good luck with the Summit Racing. This is, I believe, made by Kirker. And we'll go ahead and spray this. You do get a full gallon of paint out of this, not, you know, 0.8 gallons like some of the other companies send. You do get a full gallon. So anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to use the medium temp reducer, and I also have the medium urethane reducer here. Let me go ahead and mix this up. We'll dump it in the Spectrum cup here, and we'll give it a whirl. All right, guys, so we've got the first coat on everything. Actually, there's 2 coats on those because I had enough left over to coat that a second time. So now I need to go back through and put another coat on this. So then the inner fenders will be done. Those parts will be done. We'll let them dry overnight real good. And then we can take care of the core support, get it all painted up. All right, guys, as far as the Spectrum system goes, it turned out pretty good. You know, I've got 1 coat on these parts, 2 coats on those parts because then I had enough paint left over. As you saw in the picture, right, the cup is pretty much sucked dry, so she's all used up. If you guys were wondering how much paint is left, this pretty well sucks it dry. So not really none at all, just a little bit in the bottom there. Sorry, I still got my mask on. So just a little bit in the bottom there. So you can see cleanup is pretty minimal now. And I just need to spray out the gun. So I'll put in my original gun cup on there, a little bit of lacquer thinner, clean it out good, and just wipe this off real good, and that will take care of it. So we'll let the satin dry overnight, or at least a couple hours here, and we'll see how the paint looks. This has been drying for a little bit, and you can see it doesn't look too shabby. I'll try to get some better, open up the garage tomorrow, let the light in, and we'll take a better, closer look at these. All right, guys, it's been a few hours, and you can see this is what the satin black turned out to look like. So yeah, there's a few little imperfections in it. You know, we're painting in the garage, but hey, doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not going for a show car here, but we have a nice, you know, urethane satin hot rod black finish on these. A little glossier than I thought it would be, but I am very happy the way the paint flowed and turned out. You know, you can come over to these smaller parts and see again how the finish turned out. So, you know what, guys? I'm very happy with how this turned out. So this is what the dash will look like when we get it painted. You know, I've got paint the dash and the cowl there, so we got to paint that, and the roof's going to get painted too. This will have a vinyl top on it, so we'll scuff it, you know, when we go to adhere it to it. So it's mainly for protection than anything. But yeah, there we go. So the Spectrum, you know, setup worked really nice. I had no issues with it. You saw how it sucked all the paint out, as well as the satin, you know, hot rod black from Summit Racing. How it turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. So adding the 10% urethane reducer definitely helped a whole lot. So there you go, guys. You know, kind of a 2-for-1 video, I guess. You know, how the Spectrum system works, you know, from Harbor Freight, or you can go, like I said, also on the Amazon and get them. I'll put a link for Amazon stuff. And, you know, you can go on to Summit Racing and see their satin black, or you can go with a, you know, more of a matte, or I think they have a flat as well. I went with the satin. Maybe I should have gone with a matte, but, you know, I'm happy the way it turned out and how it looks. It'll be a little brighter inside the car, but oh well. You know what? I'm very happy overall. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video on kind of, like I said, a 2-for-1, kind of the Spectrum system and the satin black, you know, from Summit Racing. So anyway, oh, by the way, the epoxy primer is also from Summit Racing. That flowed out really good as well. So I'm really happy with how the epoxy primer turned out, you know, and then the satin black over top of it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you all on a future upload.